So good afternoon, November the 1st, 2013. This is CISG114, Section 2, Web Technology and Live. Today we are privileged that we have 4 pairs going to share with us their findings of last week's reading. So instead of my talking first, I'm going to let them do the sharing in the first half hour. And then I'm going to do some follow-up on the submissions on the second learning contracts item, as well as the next learning contract starting immediately next Monday. So let's get started. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today we have at least 4 pairs going to share with us. So I'm giving the time to the individual members for each pair to set up their PowerPoint files so that they can start sharing with us after their preparations. Welcome, and you can see they've done a very good job. Excellent PowerPoint and lots of very interesting things. Well, if you look at our website today, you can see that down to the bottom of your website, you can find the submission links for the second learning contract item. That means you should start submitting your items from today. And check the deadline, it will be November the 6th, starting from today to November the 6th, 11:55. So that means starting from next week, you are stepping into your last learning contract. The theme is problem-based learning, and you have to work in small groups. You're already in team-based, and then you need to come up with your proposed problem. Okay, besides doing the regular job, as in the second or first learning contract. I'm going to elaborate on that in a minute. So Joe has finished his preparations. Now it's time for Ida. Okay, now Ida's PowerPoint is already up. Also, just double check it. Say click OK. Yes, very good. It's about virtual office applications. Good. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Now we also have Ladia doing the preparations. Okay. So can I give you some hints about what you're going to do in your last learning contract starting from next Monday? Okay? Your last learning contract is going to last you for 3 weeks, and you have to do it in teams. Okay? That means individual team. Now that each team has 2 pairs, so it's definitely on teamwork. And remember, what you have to do in the last learning contract is very much similar to the second learning contract. You have 3 weeks time. You need to look up the number of distinct themes over the 3 weeks. Number 8, number 9, and number 10. Okay? Look it up and check how many distinct themes are there. If there are 10, that means you have to do 10 topics. Okay? Divide it among your team members. Between the pair, just like the second learning contract. And then you have to do journal, you have to do pair-based discussions, and then you have to do the blog after pair-based discussions, and then you have to do the report on 2 selected topics, alright? And then you have to write the wiki. At this time, you have to do the wiki first before you come to write a report. Now, one more thing that is very important, okay? Are you all your ears ready? Okay? So one more thing that is very important in the last learning contract, as the theme said, is called problem-based learning. That means you must have a problem to start with. Now where do you find a problem? Look back. In the first learning contract, each one of you had submitted an individual proposal. Okay? So in your team, definitely each member of your team will have 1 proposal for the problem. And in the second learning contract, in your team, you have 2 pairs, and each pair is supposed to submit 1 pair proposal. So you will also have 2 pair, 2 more proposals. So normally, in each team, when you step into the third learning contract, you have 6 proposals on your table. 1 from each one of your member, and 2 from the 2 pairs. Now, from that 6 proposal, these are good enough for you to choose 1 as your team proposal. Okay? That is the problem you need to handle, right, in the third learning contract. Now, if you don't want to choose any one of these 6, well, no problem. After your team-based discussion, you can definitely come up with a new problem to solve in the third, that means the final learning contract. But remember, you just have 3 weeks time. What you have done in inquiry-based learning, you need to carry forward into problem-based learning. What you've learned in self-regulated learning, you have to carry forward into your problem-based learning. In other words, you need to do all the OIA, you need to do a timeline of your work, you need to do a good divisions of your work, set goals, have an action plan, do revisions, do modifications, and some time assessment. Alright? So, having said this much, I think I've used up my 10 minutes time as a teacher to lead you forward. So, I think our student peers are ready to do the sharing. So let's go on the order. So we're privileged that today we have several pairs to do the sharing. And I think the first pair is from Joe's pair, right? Joe, are you ready? If I give you the first time to do it? Okay, Joe's pair, would you come here to pick up your microphone? 2 are here, 1 from there. So, and then I'm going to do the cameraman. So Joe's pair number 2. Joe's pair is number 2. So let's get started. We have 5 minutes time. Tell us the topic of your sharing. Okay, what you need to do is something like this. Okay, let me help you. Let me help you with that. Use this microphone. Okay. Alright, Jones, it's your turn. Very good. I'm so glad to see you doing all of this sharing.
Hi guys, I'm from Purdue, I'm Joe, and I'm going to help you talk about Web 3.0. Well, now, Internet has been the most successful human artifact created by humans. And we can see the evolution of the Internet that begins with the Web 1.0 to the Web 2.0 to the Web 3.0. And let me tell you what's about Web 1.0. It's basically messenger, mail, and common web pages like YouTube and else. Web 2.0 is social media, blog, Twitter, post sharing, and all that kind of stuff. And you will ask me, what is Web 3.0? Web 3.0 is the next shift of the Internet, which takes the best of the Web 2.0, including rich Internet applications and social media, and bringing them to the mobile devices. And you can actually access information from any device, any mobile, any medium, everywhere. Web page used to be able to use Web 3.0. Actually, no, we're starting to use Web 3.0 in different devices, like Google Glasses, which is the semantic web to search for information or search for people. We are also using phones to search for information like Google search or Siri. We are assigned to going to 3G to 4G, and also the most useful thing for us is the iClouding. And actually, we are starting to use Windows 8 in tablets. Let me show a bit.
The Internet is very much alive and kicking. The first generation of Internet sites primarily gave information. But with the rise of sites like Facebook and Amazon, the web has become increasingly interactive. On this Web 2.0, it's mostly the user who produces the content. Without contributors, there would be no Facebook, and without people who post information on Wikipedia and their clips on YouTube, there would be no interaction on these sites. Meanwhile, most people have become familiar with Web 2.0. Blogging, tagging, social networking, and social bookmarking have paved the way to a next step in the development of the web. The step to the intelligent and omnipresent Web 3.0. Web 3.0 is not totally different from the web we know now. It is in many respects a continuation of existing techniques. Think of the so-called recommender systems that make a personal approach on your website possible. Amazon has cleverly used this system for a long time now by offering their clients products that other people with the same interest bought before them. And on Last FM, you can listen online to music that caters to your personal wishes. By using smart systems, these sites are in a continuous learning process and they anticipate what their users like or dislike. Important for sites like Last FM or Amazon is that a song or a book gets extra information added by the user. No sudden change of the internet, it changes gradually. What does change quickly is the look and feel of the web. Simply speaking, the internet is a web full of appliances that communicate with each other by exchanging information. As more and more everyday appliances are connected to the internet, think of telephones, washing machines and cars, the web is more present, but it will become less and less visible. No big separate computer, but invisibly present in everyday appliances. When, moreover, all these appliances start communicating with each other through the internet, this may lead to useful additional services measured to meet our individual needs. For the time being, we are not yet dealing with an all-knowing, omniscient computer which comes close to or even surpasses human intelligence. Writing computer programs which, in a human manner, convert data into useful information, also known as the semantic web, appears quite difficult. But the web undoubtedly evolves into an environment which is intelligent and which will meet our wishes more often, more easily, and automatically. New services develop because data from various sources can be linked more easily. Moreover, with the good and often wireless infrastructure, these new internet services are always and everywhere available. Your online agenda becomes a personal assistant which, all by itself, for instance on the basis of your profile on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other information, will check your possibilities for new appointments and even take traveling times into account. Your destination and itinerary too will have been sorted out by links between restaurant sites, GPS information and local weather services. EPN, the Dutch think tank on the impact of information technology, approaches Web 3.0 from various points of view and draws attention to its implications for society.
And as a conclusion, I want to say that Web 3.0 is starting right now. And it would take time to perfect, but with the Web 3.0, we can learn a lot more and know a lot more about things. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. Okay, so would you please pass the microphone to the next pair, which is Nadia. Okay, Nadia's pair. And after that, it will be, yes, over there, guitars. Nadia, okay.
Good afternoon, I'm Wayne and she is Nadia. We are going to share a podcast today. Podcast that Taiwan directly called podcasting refers to a document post on the internet and allows users to subscribe to feed to automatically receive new file methods or use these methods to produce video programs. This new approach began in the second half of 2004, popular on the internet for publishing audio files. Podcasting this week is a mixture from Apple's iPod and broadcast.
Now, let me compare with others. Podcasts and others audio content deliver different slides in its subscription models. This technology allows individuals to create and publish this new means of communication. Makes everyone can say what they want to say. Podcasting does not force using the iPod or iTunes. Any computer with appropriate software can play podcasts. And podcast subscriber can subscribe to multiple sources. They want to listen to or watch the show. In contrast, traditional broadcasting only a moment to provide a single source, according to the program broadcast schedule. Podcasts cannot be broadcast live on the internet. It is not a technical limitation, but rather an application cost burden device. Subscribe to podcast is designed to offset information. Media documents are in an order, such as MP3 and other file format, in the form sent to the subscriber, so subscribers can listen offline.
The development of podcasts in the before the invention of the Internet as early as 1970, RCS, computing service to give radio sections to provide the relevant software to convert music and talk shows to digital formats. In the digital music description on the line before, the video format online, mobile and broadcast new networks have that publish audio and video files and universal accepted by traditional radio announcement. The examples of the podcasting like YouTube, My TV, YouTube, and iTunes, etc. And now we play a video about the podcasting.
The most common question I'm asked at podcasts is, what is a podcast? We're now used to being able to hear audio and watch video on our computers, and you can watch and hear podcasts on your computer too. The bit that makes it a podcast is that you can choose to opt to have new episodes downloaded to your computer automatically.
Well, you have to turn it on again to stop it. Looks like, yes.
The most common question I'm asked at podcasts is, what is a podcast? We're now used to being able to hear audio and watch video on our computers, and you can watch and hear podcasts on the computer too. The bit that makes it a podcast is that you can choose to opt to have new episodes downloaded to your computer automatically every time a new one's published, so you don't have to remember to go and find it. That's done by subscribing to it. The most popular way to subscribe is via iTunes, using their free software. More than 60% of people who subscribe to podcasts use iTunes. And it's the easiest option if you want to organise and transfer your podcasts to an iPod, so that you can take them out and about with you. But 80% of people who subscribe to podcasts listen to them on their PCs. Or, if you use My Yahoo or Google Reader, as well as news feeds and blogs, you can also subscribe to podcasts you like, and have them all on the same page. The home page you see every time you go to the internet. Now, that's because podcasts, blogs, and news feeds all have something in common. They all update on your computer automatically. You may have seen the RSS symbol, and that's the bit that does all the clever stuff. If you click on an RSS button, you'll often be confronted by a page of computer code. Don't panic. Don't need that. What's working?
It's okay. I think you might want to touch it a little bit to see if it turns on. If not, that's a small click. Yeah. It's okay.
That's all for our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lydia. So we have the first pair from Ida. Thank you very much. You need to get back to your PowerPoint. So we have Ida and Cookie, virtual office applications.
Today we want to talk about the virtual office application. Virtual office application seems so far from us because we are just in college, but most people will use it in their business, especially when we just graduated from our university and we started to begin our own business. So we want to share this topic today. So the first question is, what is virtual office application? And my partner Cookie will explain this to you.
Yes, use another one. Sorry for that.
So let's begin. A virtual office provides communication and address services that allow users to reduce traditional office costs while maintaining business professionalism. The virtual office idea came from a combination of technological innovation and the information age, which parallels to current work styles, specifically working from home.
So maybe someone still don't understand the meaning of it, and we want to share a video about this.
So you want to start your own business, and you're ready to get started, but where would your new business be based? Office space would be nice, but at this stage, do you really want to commit to an expensive office lease and buy office furniture and equipment? You also don't want to base your business from home and have your clients turn up at your door. And let's not forget, you also want to look professional. The solution is to use our central Glasgow address, providing you with an excellent corporate image and plenty of credibility. And for a lot less than the cost of real office space. How does it work? Well, we receive your mail and forward it to you by post, or we will notify you by email and you can collect it. And there's more. Are you planning to use your mobile or home telephone number for your business? And who is going to answer your calls? You or your answering machine? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then we think you can do a little better using our professional call answering service. It's very affordable and great value for money. We will give you a Glasgow City Centre 0141 business number and your own telephone answering staff who will answer your calls in your company name in an efficient and friendly manner, forwarding calls to you or taking messages and sending them to you by email or SMS text. The benefits are plentiful. Never miss another call or sales opportunity. Communicate better with your clients, and most importantly, you now have your own professional reception staff and your business appears to be.
So after the video, we can answer the question. Why do we love virtual office application? And I have two keywords: intelligence and cheapness. First of all, the virtual office application will help you send and receive emails to the receptionist and the mobile services, make you virtual during your business. You can do your business everywhere and there's no limitation of the place. Make the best of your time by providing the fundamental work to the receptionist. The virtual office applications will just provide the guarantee that you will never miss every little opportunity. Secondly, by paying for space and communication infrastructure on an as-needs basis, business can keep office expenses to a minimum. As business change to a more online workplace, the notion of paying space for space for time becomes anachronistic. For an example, traditional receptionists making $12 to $14 per hour can be replaced with remote receptionist services at a fraction of the traditional cost. And in the past years, people may have to rent for their working places for a long time, and the cost is very high. But now, people can use the virtual office application and just to rent their offices when they are in need, and they will save a lot of money for other use. So, I just want to draw a conclusion. Virtual office application is not only an easy way to work at home, and everywhere you want, but a new way for the young guys who decided to start their own business with lack of money. So if you want to start your own business after you graduate, but you fear that you don't have enough money, you don't have enough experience, the virtual office application will give you enough support. So less money, more efficient. Why not use virtual office application?
Thank you very much, Ida and Cookie. Thank you. Actually, in Macau, we have an organization called Macau New Technology Incubator Center. There, they highly encourage college students to set up their own business by supporting them with free office, okay, and also technical expertise as well as commercial expertise. So I think in Macau, it's very good. A lot of the people from abroad return to Macau to set up their company here because it's equivalent to setting up a virtual office somewhere else. So we have 3 pairs sharing the products. Oh, one more. Thank you, David. I'm sorry, I missed you. Do you need some help? Okay, go ahead. Please install your PowerPoint. Thank you.
My name is Jason, my partner is David, and my topic is podcast.
Thank you.
First is some basic information about podcast. A podcast is a type of digital media consisting of an episodic series of audio, video, PDF, or EPUB files subscribed to and downloads the web syndicational stream online to a computer or mobile device. The word is a neologism derived from broadcast and pulled from the sources of iPod. As audio podcasts are often listened to on portable media players. The second one is the podcast revolution. Anyone can create a podcast all over the world. People are creating podcasts on subjects ranging from movies to technology to music to politics and whatever else you can think of. This is new original content made by passionate people who want to share their creativity with the world. The cost to start podcasting is so low that anyone can do it. Most podcasters are everyday people like you and me. They could be talking to you driving in the car, sitting in the living room, or speaking at a conference. You get to glimpse into their life and into their interests. Podcasters are creating very raw and real content, and listeners are responding. Free from corporate radio and broadcast regulation, you can create whatever kind of show you can imagine.
Thank you.
Then I will share something about the broadcast and community. Communities are collaborative broadcasts to support multiple contributors, broadcasting during general simplified processes, and without having to host their own individual feeds. A community podcast can also allow members of the community to contribute to the broadcast in many different ways. This method was first used for a series of broadcasts hosted by the Regional Educational Technology Centers at University in 2005. Then there is a question why the broadcast becomes so popular. I think the reasons based on the following points. First of all, broadcast automatically puts new listening content on your MP3 players on a regular basis without you have to leave even a finger. Besides, you can listen to exactly what you want, when you want and how you want. Furthermore, most broadcasts are free. You can subscribe to as many as you want. Then, finally, most broadcasts don't even have commercials. Then please enjoy the video.
This video will explain what podcast is and how it is used. TV and it is a show. This has now changed from podcasts where somebody makes a show, usually using a microphone, and then they'll upload it to their computer, and then other people can see and get alerted with new shows there. Then they go on iPods and other portable devices. Your users can then subscribe to you and now receive new shows directly. Also, with all these subscribers, you get a lot more users having posted new podcasts. This is podcasting, so let's see an example of how this works. Here is Jimmy. He likes painting, so he'll record a show about painting, and then he'll upload this to his computer. And then all of his subscribers can then see the new show wherever they are in the world. This is what makes podcasting a great thing. Here is Bob. He walks to work. He can get new shows when he's walking to work every morning, which comes directly onto his iPhone.
Okay. Do you have a conclusion to make? Yes.
That's all, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I could see that you put in a lot of effort to put things together. Your PowerPoint, your video link, and your organizations of everything. Thank you very much. You have done a good job in getting your sharings across. So may I invite you to be seated with your members in your team. I'm going to make some very, very important announcement at this point. I make the half of these announcements before your sharing begins. Today, so let me continue with the announcement because it's very important. Today is November the 1st. Announcement number 1 reminds you that starting from today, you have to start submitting your assignment items for the second learning contract. You have up to November the 6th to submit all your items. Okay? You know that. Now, let me continue with the second half of the very important announcement, because starting from next week, you are stepping into your last learning contract, which lasts for 3 weeks. Okay? And the last learning contract is about problem-based learning. Okay? Problem-based learning in the design of this course has to be done in teamwork. Now you're all in teams. I'm so glad we have 6 teams in this class. So let me inform you about a slight change of the format starting from next week, covering the 3 weeks in your last learning contract. We are taking it very seriously, and I hope you will do it and you will get used to it. We are going to do it this way. In every class starting from next Monday, we have 3 30-minute slots, just as in the past. But what we are going to do is I, as your facilitator in your problem-based learning, or actually I'm a teacher, I will speak not more than 10 minutes, okay, in the first half hour. So in the remaining 20 minutes of the first half an hour, each team needs to organize yourself, engage every member in your team to plan ahead what you are supposed to finish by the end of the week, okay? So you have to make sure you make the best use of the 20 minutes in each class to plan ahead, to organize your work, and to review what you have done, okay? So what you're going to do in the second half hour and in the first half hour is we are going to give the second half hour and the third half hour to all the teams in sequence. For example, in the second half hour, we have 30 minutes. So each team, you will be given 10 minutes time to do your sharing for the whole class about what you are doing, what's your topic, what's your progress, what's your difficulty, what's your resources, and how everything is planned, okay? Every class, you have a chance of 10 minutes time to do this update for the whole class. And of course, in the process of sharing your team's progress of the work, you invite all the other teams to give you feedback, okay? They might ask you a question. It's okay, you don't know how to answer, it's natural. But in the process of doing that, you got feedback from the rest of the 5 teams, okay? So, in the second half hour, we have 3 teams taking up 3 slots, respectively 10 minutes. In the last half an hour, we have another 3 teams taking up 10 minutes. So every class starting from next week, as your teacher, I'm facilitating each team on each of the table to see how you are handling your problem. Okay, what's your problem? May I invite you to put attention to that again. In the last learning contract, you are going to do something very similar to your second learning contract. Again, you need to look over the week number 8, number 9, and number 10, and check how many distinct themes are there, and you have to select one topic from each of those themes. And then you repeat what you have done in your second learning contract to divide the work between the 2 pairs, but this time with more interaction between the 2 pairs and more team. And the most important thing is, as I said, you must have a problem to start with your work in the third learning contract, besides what you're supposed to do just like in the second learning contract. Now the question is, where does this problem come from? At the very beginning of today's class, I told you, remember, in your first learning contract, each one of you has already submitted a proposal. So each proposal represents one problem, okay? Each proposal comes with it 3 specific questions, 3 relevant references, and a paragraph of rationale. And after you have submitted your work in the second learning contract, each team has 2 pair proposals, okay? So altogether, you should have 6 proposals on your table. And you are going to select one as your problem, okay? Or if you don't like all the 6 proposals, you can come up with one problem with justification. Write a team-based proposals of it, name of the problem, 3 relevant questions, 3 relevant references, and a justifications paragraph, okay? And then you will have a chance to do this kind of interactions every class in the following 3 weeks for your last learning contract. And of course, I highly recommend that you bring in your computer, or you go to check your computer from the RGO8 over there when you come to this class, and you have to do teamwork in the classroom. That means, besides going out of the classroom and do your work at home individually through your Moodle environment, you can do works together in the classroom. And my job as a teacher is to give you the help you need when you raise your hand for my help. Okay? But the most important thing is you have to organize yourself. For example, when I give the second half hour with the free 10-minute slot, which team go first? Okay? So I need your help. That means each table or each team need to send out one liaison member so that these 6 teams will contribute 6 different persons to manage the time within each class starting from next week. Okay? And then you have to give me the name of this persons. Each team send me an email, name that person as the liaison member, that means the coordinator, to coordinate with all the other teams, so that this group is going to manage the time, which team go first when the second half hour comes and the third hour comes. Okay? Because each team needs to do at least 10 minutes sharing or interacting with the other teams. Alright? So before the end of tomorrow, okay, remember that, before the end of tomorrow, Saturday, send me an email on behalf of each team representing to me that you are the representative of that team to liaison with all the other teams. And then I will put you guys together as one inter-team members. Okay? So, you like it? The ownership of the class in the next 3 weeks are totally yours. Okay? And you have to be responsible for informing the whole class. What are you doing? And I'm here doing my assessment, and that is very interesting. Okay? Alright? And then I can have a very good time to observe how you are doing, and I can tell you what area you can improve on. Okay? So you're learning from one another. That is called a learning community of students. Alright? So I have said all I said. So may I invite you to spend 15 minutes from now to 3:30 to talk about among members of the team to see if you understand what is going to happen starting next Monday. Alright? And then I'll take up the time again at 3:30 for 1 or 2 topics that I should facilitate today. Alright? In the meantime, the question, you can raise your hand and I can answer you. Alright? Please, help yourself. Alright? Yes, thank you. Baby, you're very smart. You're the first one to ask questions.
Yes, it's okay. Yes, you wait. Yes, it's okay.呢個你自己3週嘅飛係有咗啲錢，所以我哋
discuss first which one. And then if this one, and then you need to use the technique of increments. You need to use the technique you already classroom, and I'm the servant. I walk around and see what they do. Alright? Every class I get this month. And then at 20 minutes time, we start to organize yourself. And then the next hour, we start to 6 minutes. And then 7 minutes, 7 hours. First class, 125, 6, second, okay, each minute, we're not saying that we need to have all classes as a detail on that particular day based on the specific features. So you might have to create a team leader, a secretary, a liaison member to coordinate the project. Six times in this later, working together in the past experience. And before the training is very exciting. Alright, to move around the timeline and what's the kind of work, okay? It's not just the content, it's the academics. Yes. Yes, the best is not there. But even though you try to do it, you have to make sure you get it. So it's very challenging.
Set up
Very good. So you see that if your question is asked, the study of next week, every class you have to manage yourself. First thing you need to do is name the representative of your team. This representative is going to join with the representative from each team to form what we call a coordination team. The coordination team is going to give me a side sheet on a specific lesson, which 16 goes to which one. Okay? In each class, like next Monday, each team is going to be given 10 minutes time to host the classroom. And in the 10 minutes, you need to inform the whole class of the other teams what's the topic, problem, how we're going to work on that, the specific questions, and references, justifications, and each subject class progress, timeline, revisions, and then we invite each other team to give feedback. So we keep manage everybody 40 minutes time. All together 6 times. Okay, that means in class you have all 60 minutes to share, dividing into 6 10 minutes total. And you have 20 minutes time in each class to organize yourself. Okay, and then of course when it's outside the classroom, you just use the book. Okay. If you have a question, you ask me. Okay. 每個天咧就我哋5萬開始，我哋就用呢啲人做啲事，第一個 需要咁簡單嘅，framework 點樣知道？ Now remember, by the end of tomorrow, each team needs to name a representative, okay? And these representatives, one from each of the 16, will work together to work out the sequence, the order of the teams sharing in each class starting next week, okay? So it's going to be very, very interesting. Let me take attendance first. Cookie, yes. Diago, thank you. Lily, thank you. Cici, yes. Juliana, yes. Yetler, are you here? Thank you. Yan, thank you. Yan, okay. Kay, thank you. Jason, thank you. Peter, yes. Josh, thank you. Jongman, thank you. Karen, yes. Desandra, yes. Safiro, yes. Nadia, yes. Tihin, thank you. Yoklin, thank you. Wing, thank you. Mario, thank you. Joe, thank you. Jerry, thank you. Kenny is not here. Richard, thank you. Finally, Davey, yes. Thank you very much. So it's going to be very exciting because it's the very first time you're given the responsibility to collectively run the classroom for 3 weeks. And in each class, you share the responsibility to enrich the whole class of your learning based on the topic chosen. And then you can see that when the ownership of the classroom is returned to you and you take up the responsibility to run the class, it's such an interesting thing, all right? So I can see that this is a very promising class. Okay, Davey, wait just a minute, all right? Okay, here I am.
如果你唔做呢，你嘅地方上地方啫。邊個？邊個先？如果唔係你正式我哋計分，因為我跟住自己分做翻人嘅 assessment， 我哋嘅 assessment group 差唔多你做到幾辛苦㗎？要求嘅啫，你就我呢個暫時，因為點解所謂將嗰啲咧，
It's very good. Now, definitely in classes you can go, but if you don't have any classes you want to stay up to 4, welcome. Okay, we have to go because the other class is waiting outside. I enjoyed today's class because it's very good. You know what you expect to do in the next 3 weeks, and it's very important. So that's it for today's CISG114 Section 2 Web Technology and Life on November 1st, 2013.